If you want a crash course in email marketing so you can get started right now without tons of fluff, this video is for you. I'm Dom, back to talk about some marketing, specifically Ocean Maria's free email marketing crash course. Now, what is this? This is a free crash course full of 11 modules about email marketing to get you started. If you've never heard of email marketing, if you just heard of it and you want to understand more and how to get started, this course, this video is for you. So, Ocean Maria is a multiple six-figure business owner who's worked with seven-figure brands writing, quote, ugly, plain text emails. So, a great reason a great reason to take this course is because it's someone who's already done it before. A great way to skip a whole bunch of trial and error is to find someone who's done the thing you want to do, who's had success in that thing, and either learn from them or copy what they did. And that's definitely what we're going to do. Some other reasons that you should take this class. First, you will learn about the basics of email marketing. That's from terminology like what's an ESP or what's a lead magnet, what's a CTA. You'll learn all of those. You'll also learn other things like laws concerning emails because it is not legal to just email anyone whatever you want. That is definitely illegal. So she talks more about the laws surrounding email marketing and also how to get your emails delivered and not end up in spam or blocked. Other things. So it's quick. You can do this course from start to finish within a couple hours. So if you have an afternoon or if you are willing to forego just a couple episodes of your favorite show, you can get a crash course in email marketing. Another great reason to take this class is because it's actionable. It's less theory and a lot more. Hopefully, this doesn't sound bad because it is very good, in my opinion. It's more quick and dirty basics, which I feel like is a lot better for getting started. Learning a whole bunch of information that you don't know that you won't use for a very long time, if at all, can be counterproductive to you actually getting started. What I love about this class is it gives you the basics and kind of a push to get started, which I feel like we all need more of that. Another thing, it's free. I may have mentioned this before, but I definitely want to mention it again. Um, Inflation's rising, cost of things go up and down, and you may not know if email marketing is something that you want to do. So, this is a great way to try it, see how it goes, without having to spend a whole bunch of money or invest the time that it would take to get a 4-year degree. And then lastly, why you should take this class. This is a monetizable skill. So, learning email marketing, learning the things that she teaches in the class, like how to write an email, can make you money. You can go to businesses, you can ask them if they need help with this particular thing. Now, if they are a business and making sales, odds are the answer is yes if they don't already have someone filling that space. But all different businesses, no matter what niche they're in, no matter what industry they're in, no matter what they're selling, no matter who they're selling it to, just about everyone has a need for digital marketing and email marketing, especially in the way that we're going, where things are going more digital. And I only feel like, or I feel like that need will only increase as we continue to go more digital. So, all right, so we got all the fun stuff out of the way. Fun stuff. We got all that out of the way. Let's get to the fun stuff. Let's just get into the course. Now, I'm not going to go over every single thing in the course. I do just want to go over a couple of the things that I enjoyed the most or that I found interesting that I think may be able to help you out. So first, she gives an introduction. She, introduces herself and how she got started, and that's really a cool, inspiring story. She talks about a couple of her first digital products. Um, she talks about some results that she's gotten. That's really cool. And first, when I originally took this course and I saw at the bottom where she says, "Oh, I did all of this with ugly plain text emails." I was honestly kind of blown away because before I started this, I was thinking that email marketing would be, sending out a whole bunch of really nicely designed emails with layouts and logos and pictures of different things and buy now and click buttons and all those different things. And within like that first little module of her not even really trying, but just telling about herself, like that kind of that perspective, that expectation completely shattered. So if you think that email marketing is just those marketing emails that you ignore, if you think it's just those highly stylized emails with photos and graphics and buy now and click button later, or all of those things, then definitely check out this course because you will be surprisingly and pleasantly proven wrong. Okay, so another module I really loved, module two, the terminology. She talks about what an ESP is, um, which is definitely amazing to know. If you don't know, an ESP is email service provider, and that is just a company that's going to let you send out those emails in mass, if that makes sense. Because another thing I learned that if you have like a just a standard Yahoo or a Google account, you sending out mass emails to multi like that's illegal. So yeah, you'll definitely want to get an ESP, an email service provider, and some examples of service email service providers may be like Mailchimp. Um, let's see. She mentions Active Campaign. She says that she's an affiliate for Active Campaign. Um, I personally use MailerLite. I really like them. They're definitely great for getting started. Some other ones may include like Sendinblue, Constant Contact. Yeah. Another great thing you learn about is email deliverability, like the things that can get your email marked as spam, the things that can get your emails deleted without them being opened, um, and how to increase those, like how to, no, I'm sorry, decrease those, how to decrease your things getting marked as spam, and how to decrease your emails getting deleted without them being open. So, yeah, email deliverability. Um, email lists. She talks about lead magnets, what those are, landing pages, what opt in forms are, what a conversion rate is, which, if you are getting into email marketing, conversion rate is honestly really is your success rate. Like, how you know if you are winning. How do you know if your emails are being opened? How do you know if your emails are being clicked? How do you know if either like being clicked on, or if there's like a link inside, if that link is being clicked. Um, yeah, conversion rates, like that's everything. That's the money. Specifically for conversion rates, I learned there's a formula. It's, let's see, conversions divided by total visitors times 100. Okay, so see, the example she puts is if you get 1,000 people to visit your landing page, right? So 100 of those people signed up for your emails. The conversion rate would be, so 100 conversions divided by the total visitors, which is 1,000, and then you multiply that by 100, so you would get 10%. Your conversion rate would be 10%. So that is, you have to know what your conversion rate is if you want to be able to measure if you're succeeding or not. Okay, so other terminology. She talks about what the subject line is, what a CTA is, which is a call to action, and that's basically to, or a line or a sentence to get the reader to do what it is that you want them to do. So click this button, start your free trial, watch this video, download this. She also mentions campaigns, automation, sequences, segmentation, and the difference between all of those different things. She also mentioned KPIs, which are your key performance indicators. So, if you want to know more about terminology for email marketing, this is the course for you. Let's see, another module that I really loved, module 4. That one is the list growth module. So she talks about how to grow your list in this module. Now, she talks about a couple things before, like how to have your own custom domain and email address, and certain email marketing software you could use, like the active campaign that we mentioned earlier. She also has a couple tips for segregating or segmenting your list. So that's awesome. Check those out. But for module 4, she talks about how to build your list, like a framework for building your list, which I feel like is so important. After you get this list started, you want to grow it. The more people you have on your list, the more money you will make. And also, the more community you'll have, the more people you'll help, the more people you'll impact. So, the 4 step list building framework she has is: 1, identify your dream buyers; 2, create a lead magnet for them; 3, capture those leads; and 4, drive the traffic. Now, I'm not going to go over every single thing that she put in here, because first off, I definitely want you to actually check out the course. I'm going to leave a link to this free course under my, or in the show notes. I'm not an affiliate of hers. She does not know me from a can of paint. I just really think that this was such a useful, such a helpful email marketing course for me. And if you are interested in email marketing or digital marketing, I think it could be helpful for you. And I hope you check it out. So, yes, that 4 part framework. First, identify your dream buyers. She starts with, I think, the 3 W's: who, what, and where. So, who, one target audience. So, instead of saying my product, my podcast, whatever it is you're trying to market for or build an email list for, my thing is for everyone. You want to identify specifically who your thing is for, and identify what pain points, what problems, what desires they have, and then where they like to hang out. Is that place LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Is it on Discord? So where is your target audience hanging out online. Then step two, create a lead magnet. So create something for them that helps to solve a problem or has real value. So some of these things can be discounts, they can be free trials, ebooks, email courses, useful templates, exclusive content. Those are some of the examples that she put. And all of these things would be used or exchanged for their email, which would then get them onto your list, right? Which would lead to number three, how you capture those leads, right? So, some of the ways you can facilitate that exchange, capture those leads. You can use a pop up form. A pop up form is whenever they click or do a certain action, say they come to your homepage, there's like a little pop up form that pops up. And this could have them do a whole bunch of different things. It could be for discounts, it could be for more information, it could be to download a specific guide, a bunch of different things. Another way to capture those leads would be a footer sign up. So, kind of like the pop up form, but instead of it popping up, it is at the footer, so at the bottom of your web page, landing page, whatever, and it doesn't really move. So, the pop up page, it pops up, you can exit out of it, but the footer page is just kind of there. It just kind of sits and chills, right? You can scroll away from it, but it stays. And then let's see, she also adds a slide in pop up. So, pop up that slides in. And then the last one is a landing page. And that's kind of a static page where someone will exchange their email and maybe other pieces of information, maybe like their name, phone number, whatever, for a specific thing. Usually, like a guide, a free email marketing crash course. So, yeah. And then, lastly, number four, to drive traffic. Um, as you grow your list and you send that traffic to your website, to your landing page, right? Um, it's good to be aware of some of the other ways to get traffic. And once you're aware of those, you can push those to your website and your landing page more effectively, which will get you more customers, right? Some of those some places traffic will come from are ads, from SEO, search engine optimization, which is using specific keywords to get a higher ranking in search engines like Google and Bing, right? Traffic can also come from referrals. If I really like this thing and then I tell my homegirl about this thing, she would check that thing out. So then she would be traffic, right? Google search, we mentioned earlier, word of mouth, telling me telling my homegirl about the things, and then social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all those good things. And then some helpful tips she puts are use whichever source your dream buyer hangs out on. Put a link in your bio to the landing page, promote your lead magnet as if it were a paid product, actively create some buzz and generate interest. So, yeah, definitely check out Module 4, super beneficial. And then the last one that I'm just going to talk about now. They're all 11 of the modules are fantastic. Check them all out. But the last one I'm going to talk about for right now is module 6, which is the email copywriting module, right? So this one, I might go a little bit more in depth on. We'll see how it goes, right? So, email copywriting is the skill of writing persuasive emails. Persuasive emails aren't just about making sales, it could be about getting a reader to take any type of desired action, such as booking a call, reading a blog post, watching a YouTube video, submitting a form. And in this context, I'll give advice on how to do just that by writing ugly, plain text emails. Okay, so before the email, the there are a couple things that you need to know before starting to write the email, right? The first is the reader. Before writing, you must know who you're writing to. Who is the reader? What is it you want them to do? Why should they take that action, right? You should To do this, you should understand their pain points, their objections, and their struggles. So you will definitely need to do a little bit of research. And it's not hard. You can find out a bunch of information from people by asking. You can look on message boards like Reddit, like um, I think it's called Quora. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but there one as well. You can definitely ask Google. Um, you can ask people on social media. If you have a specific product that you're trying to market, find the people who are most likely to buy that product and ask them about those things, their pain points, their objections, what they're struggling with, and see if that thing can help them. And then, second, um, the sender name. Okay, this is important but highly overlooked. Use the same sender name for all of your emails. People will recognize you in their inbox. Oh, okay. So your sender name. So, for example, I may put Dom Fulton, and I would want to put Dom Fulton on all of the emails so that it's easily recognizable. Like I wouldn't put Dom Fulton and then Dominique Fulton and then, my business name and then, someone else from the company's name. I would want to keep it consistent so it's easily recognizable in people's inboxes. Okay, and then let's jump to the parts of an email. So there are five different parts that she puts of an email, right? So the first one is the subject line, the second one is the hook. Third one is the email body. The fourth one is the call to action or CTA, which we mentioned earlier. And the fifth one is the PS. So let's start at the beginning. The subject line. That's one of the most important parts of the email because without a good, enticing subject line, subscribers won't click on your email against the competing or against the others competing in their inbox daily. So people have thousands of emails. I know I do. Trying to get someone to click on one specific email out of a sea of emails is difficult, especially if the email is not interesting. So, okay, and she also mentions one of the best ways to get someone to click on your email is to invoke curiosity. So she has a formula, which is like a I don't know, template for how to write a subject line, right? And it would be how to get benefit without pain. For example, let's say I am an email marketer, right? And I am trying to help businesses to increase their revenue, or actually, let's just keep it simple. I'm helping business owners who want to keep their email digital presence going without actually doing it themselves because it takes too much time, too much energy, right? So I might say something like how to get email marketing. No, how to get daily emails without writing them yourself, right? So that's just an example. One example she uses is how to get jacked without giving up cupcakes. Okay, so the hook. So the hook is the first few sentences of your email. And this is how you get people hooked or to read the entire email, right? So she puts another formula, and it's if you're going to get a benefit or avoid pain, then you'll want to read this entire email. So for example, she put if you're looking to cure your insomnia, then you'll want to read this entire email, right? Okay, so then that leads you to the email body. And this is where you actually write the content of the email, right? So she mentions this is 300 words. Oh, 300 words is a great sweet spot. Okay, and during this, she mentions you could tell a story, you can write a list of tips, you can share customer testimonials, um, and there's four ways to learn your reader's language. Okay, that's forums. Oh yes, like we mentioned earlier with Quora and Reddit. That's communities. I guess those would also kind of count as communities too, but other communities would be maybe like Facebook groups. Um, yeah, other places where people may hang out online, Discord communities. Another way to learn your reader's language, number three, is to get on Zoom calls. Also, like I was mentioning earlier, talk to people one on one. And then fourth is ask questions in your newsletter. Okay, so if you already have them on your list, just ask for feedback. Then take note of how they speak and use their words. As a result, readers will feel more connected. So you want to talk more like the people who you're talking to, and that will get them to know, like, and trust you more. Cool. All right, so part four of an email, the call to action. So this is how you get the reader to take the next steps. One of the examples she used is click here to claim your discount. Some tips she also included are to keep it short, stick to just one CTA, not multiple, not a bunch, just one. Use action oriented text and create urgency with discounts and bonuses. Okay, pretty solid explanation. And then the last and or the fifth and last one is the PS. So the postscript, this is also optional. So this is how you can convince readers to take action now and give a final push. You can mention things like urgency, deadlines, bonuses. An example that she put is this sale ends tonight at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. No exceptions will be made. So that's a way to up that urgency with a deadline. And really quick, I'm just going to turn my camera and show you this chart that she has. Might be a little fuzzy on my end, but if you can, definitely screenshot this. Um, Super great info. It's basically a chart version of what I was just talking about throughout the email marketing crash course. The goals of the subject line, hook, email, CTA, and PS, and then those formulas and some examples. All right, and then lastly, or at least lastly, what I'm gonna mostly talk about for this video is some of the tips that she mentioned in the email copywriting module. Some of those are the email length to keep it, and she recommends that you keep it between 3 to 500 words. Um, let's see, there's tips on formatting, like use short paragraph, have a lot of line breaks so that it's easier to read, use bullet lists and emojis. There's editing tips, there's some tips about writing about emotions and making your writing more interesting and by bringing out those primal human desires like anger, lust, fear, excitement. She also talks about some A B testing. She talks about places where you can get email ideas like Reddit and Quora, which I mentioned earlier, TikTok, Google, YouTube, all of the socials. Um, yeah, and then she ends this module by writing live emails, which is super useful. It's useful to see someone actually doing it instead of just talking about theory. Um, it's fantastic to see someone actually just do the thing right there in your face. No extra editing, no special effects or anything, just cranking it out to give you an example. So definitely check out this email marketing crash course. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do some email examples for myself, definitely for practice. And since we've gone through this email marketing crash course, I definitely recommend you do if you haven't. But if you have, with the link that I've provided in the description, check that out. You should be ready to write some emails. Like, I'm ready to write some emails. So let's do it. Let's write some emails. So check out this video to practice writing some emails with me.